Let's talk about next major update of Anomalies Expected mode. When you play with a lot of anomaly modes, vanilla entity codex may seem inconvenient to you. All elements are very small, and you can read unlocked study notes from here. Vanilla entity codex utilizes only 35% of the screen, which is very small, considering how much information you can show on it. This was one of the reasons why, while I was working on my own Anomalies Expected mode, I decided to rework it. So with next major update, I introduce you to Entity Database. You can access it by clicking IE button in top right corner of Entity Codex. Window itself now takes 80% of the screen and images of each entity no longer small, so you don't need to break your eyesight anymore. Now more entities can fit on each row. Currently, all entities are grouped by the way vanilla entity codex doing it. But entity database allow you to group by mode categories. You can group it by mode if you have multiple modes and you want to see which entity from which mode. You can group them by threat class, which is utilized by entities from Anomalies Expected mode and the ones that using it as framework. All entities start as unknown threat class. Threat class will be increased the more you study anomaly. Some anomalies can be related or connected to each other, so you can showcase that too by grouping by connection. Connection will be shown if you have at least two entities of this group. Let's go back to vanilla entity codex grouping. As you may notice that some of anomalies have small icons on the top right. These icons showcase that this anomaly have some study notes that you can read. Let's click on Golden Cube. Now you can see a bigger picture of this entity. Its label, its description, related objects, and researches that it unlock. Just like how vanilla entity codex does. But unlike vanilla game, it can also show study notes that you unlocked by studying this anomaly. You can just click on each to read it. In vanilla game, you lose the access to study notes if you delete or lose the anomaly from your map. But Entity Database will synchronize with this anomaly, so even if it gets lost, you can always read it through Entity Database. Let's showcase it by deleting the cube. As you can see, the cube is gone, and all its study notes also. Of course there is an option to find letters in the history, but it can take ages. So just open Entity Database, click on cube, and you can read it right away. Anytime, at any moment. Now let's look at our anomaly. As you can see, its label and description currently is red stockings. But after some study, its label and description will be changed. And as you can see, its study note is quite big, so it's really easy to read it, instead of using study tab, which is very small. Additionally, for most anomalies from Anomalies Expected mode, all study notes will be synchronized if you get a duplicate of the item, so you no longer need to study it again to get the study notes, which means you can use it or destroy it earlier. Let's showcase this on red stockings. Let's create a new one. And as you can see, it's have a study note right away. You can also see that vanilla study tab have a very small space to read study notes, so use the database or letters instead. You can always access entity entry right away by clicking top right button IE. After clicking it, it will open it in entity database, so you don't need to search for it. But you can always use this button to go back to vanilla entity codex. Additionally, for each entity codex button, I added entity database button, so you can access database of this item right away. And the last but not least, let's look at the letter that you get when you get a new anomaly. Let's click it. As you can see, the research projects that currently undiscovered will be shown. Additionally, you have a button to open Entity Database right away. It also works for vanilla anomalies, as you can see. This entity database and 2 new entities will be added in next major update of my mod Anomalies Expected. I hope you like it. If you have some question, you can always ask me here or in Discord or on Steam Workshop page.